Order, if we could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry, Madam.
No, perfect. Next is the moment of silence. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Present.
Trustee Reinders. Present. Trustee Lepore.
Present.
Trustee Muller.
Present.
Trustee Schaller.
Present.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Present.
Mayor Knightsky-Troicki.
Present. Next is community recognition. Seeming we have none, we're going to move on to amendments to the agenda. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to move L9 to executive session because I believe we have some things to discuss.
Is there a second?
I'll make that second.
Any other amendments?
No, ma'am.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amendments to the agenda.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there approval of the agenda as amended?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Mason?
I'll second.
Trustee Muller? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of the minutes for, is there a motion to approve the minutes for September 24th, 2025 Village Board meeting?
I would make that motion.
Trustee Holzhauser, is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Muller, any discussion?
It was Trustee Schaller.
Oh, Trustee Schaller. Sorry,
They sound the same.
they do. No discussion. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is public comment. Philip Musa, rating L4.
Yeah. I'm just here to answer any questions if you have it on.
Are you, you're on the agenda, I see. Okay, then we'll just call you up when that comes. All right, perfect, thank you. All right, seeing there's no other public comment, we're going to move on to reports and communications from President and other officers. Village Manager Joe Baber.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A couple things. Reporting on the Behavioral Health and Addiction Recovery Committee. October 19th, there is a Dash for Den fundraiser at the center supporting the Pathway program over in Palos. Any information can be found also on our website regarding that event. The township contacted me today on October 18th. They are conducting tours of the Township Civic Center. You have to make a schedule appointment for this to occur. They're still working on the details regarding this. So contact the township regarding that event. Scaridage Park is now underway. You can check out the scarecrows out there that are being out there at the park, at the Heritage Park. Trunk or Treat is being held on October 25th. And I am in the process of contacting ACS regarding the agreements for the organizational report. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll move on to the trustees. Trustee Schaller?
No report, Mayor.
Trustee Muller?
I have no report either, Mayor.
Trustee Reinders?
Mayor, I have no report, but I am actually going to be reporting on a few things in new business.
Okay. Trustee Holzhauser?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do have a small report. I don't have a lot to report on this week, but I did want to take a moment to compliment the Economic Development Department. Since I've come aboard, it seems like we are having ribbon-cutting ceremonies almost every other week, proving Homer Glen is a great place to do business. Just today, we celebrated another one with the Stork Cafe. It's a wonderful new Polish restaurant on Bell Road in the Bell Road Plaza, and I highly recommend trying them out soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Lepore?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As Chair of the Economic Development Committee and with Director Janie Patch, I thank you, Trustee Holzhauser, for your warm words. And my report is basically to be simple and repetitive. from last week. The dining coupon book is out. I'd like all residents, please, to take advantage of this booklet. There's 20 restaurants offering deals and a variety of coupons in here. I was in the Homer Glen mailer. It's also available for pickup at 32 different service locations throughout Homer Glen, as well as at the front desk here at Homer Glen, and you can get it online as well. The deals run through the month of, to mid-November, and I encourage everyone to take a look. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Mason?
Nothing to report, Madam Mayor, but when it comes to L2, I'll have a little background on it.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
No report.
Village Attorney?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just briefly, just to follow up from what I spoke a little bit about on the last board meeting. As many of you are aware, the Illinois Attorney General has been following up with Illinois American Water on its investigation into Illinois American Water's billing anomalies and other issues that were outlaid in letters that were sent from the Illinois Attorney General in July and also in September of this year. We got word that the responses, you'll be able to find copies of these letters on the village's website under Illinois American Water. I don't want to summarize what the Illinois Attorney General is looking for, the materials that they are requesting that Illinois American Water provide to help and assist the AG in their ongoing investigation. But one major thing which they are requesting from Illinois American Water is for them to come and conduct a town hall meeting where all of the residents here that are facing these issues can voice their concerns, and to have people from Illinois American Water present to hear these concerns. A formal response we anticipate forthcoming on or before October 17th. Secondly, the mayor and the village staff had asked that I give a quick update on some of the efforts that some of our consultants out in Washington, D.C. are working towards. Currently, they are working towards trying to acquire emergent funding for seniors that have been impacted by these billing anomalies. We don't have the exact grant or the exact appropriations that they're seeking at this time, but efforts are ongoing to try to assist the village and our residents in that endeavor. So stay tuned. When I receive more information, I'll certainly will update you in regards to that. And that concludes my report, ma'am.
Thank you. Public safety officials? Right, next is me, and I don't have anything to report either. We're going to move on to consent agenda. 1, consider for approval the accounts payable for the period of September 27, 2025 through October 9, 2025 in the amount of $1,153,140.65. 2, consider for approval the purchase of materials and to install 2 basketball courts, 4 new basketball hoops, fencing, and striping for Central Park in the amount of $27,082.52. 3, consider for approval pay estimate number 1 in the amount of $845,323.45 to Austin Tyler for the 2025 road resurfacing project. 4, consider for approval the purchase of the 2019 Case backhoe from the Homer Township Road District for the amount of $76,000. 5, consider for approval the payment of an invoice for the final payment of the curb and sidewalk replacement program in the amount of $70,531.25. 6, consider for approval the payment of an invoice for Phase 1 of the concrete lifting mud jacking program to J&F Concrete Lifting in the amount of $15,840. And 7, consider for approval an ordinance declaring a surplus vehicle from the Development Services Department, a 2007 Ford F-150 pickup truck, and authorizing its disposal. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll
Trustee
second.
Lepore, Trustee Mason. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye, sorry.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to legislation and action items. Number 1, consider for approval an ordinance granting a special use permit for a massage establishment for the certain real property located in the C2 Local Business District at 14757 Founders Crossing, Homer Glen, Illinois, case number HG 2523-SP. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Trustee
I will
Reinders.
second that motion.
Trustee Holzhauser. Trustee Reinders.
Mayor, this is actually, we have a lot of med spas in Homer Glen, and this actually has been a med spa in basically in Orland Park for 13 years. They have an established business. They will have probably just one room that will do massage therapy. They're into holistic, more of holistic approach. They also are going to be doing facials and some other types of things like that. So I have no problem with this.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No, I second what Rosie had to say about it as well. This is relocating from Orland Park. We want to be pro-business. We've offered these special use permits to a few other business, a new spa and the piercing boutique, and this is just another win for Homer Glen.
Trustee Lepore?
I have no issues.
Trustee Mason?
I concur with the other trustees.
Trustee Muller?
As do I. No issues with it at all.
Trustee Schaller?
No issues.
Is the petitioner here? Do you have any words you want to add, or are you just good with hearing what you had? We're good. Okay. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Muller? Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Schaller?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations and welcome to Homer Glen. You're welcome. Moving on to L2, consider for approval resolution number 25-0112, 12, a resolution asking for federal representatives in Congress to oppose increases in truck size or weight at the federal and state levels. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Mason?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore? Trustee Mason?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Tonight I'd like to share some of the important information on this topic. This is an update concerning road safety, infrastructure, and fiscal responsibility here at the Village of Homer Glen. In demonstration of our community's ongoing commitment to safer roads and sound infrastructure management, the Village of Homer Glen is partnering with the Coalition Against Bigger Trucks to formally oppose the expansion of larger and heavier commercial trucks on our U.S. roadways, villages, towns, and cities. This was prompted by myself in an effort from the outreach with the CABT Assistant Vice President Josh Collins, who coordinated with the village to support a strategic local response. The plan is for our board to pass this village resolution clearly stating our opposition to the increased size of trucks and the weight limits ahead of the upcoming federal infrastructure bill and legislation that's put in front of them. The purpose of this resolution is to straightforward send a strong and united message to federal lawmakers that communities like Homer Glen do not support policies that endanger local safety or transfer the financial burden of road damage to our taxpayers. Once approved, this resolution will be shared directly with our federal delegation, which happens to be Senator Dick Durbin, Senator Tammy Duckworth, and Representative Jesus Chuy Garcia, along with their respective staffs. Our opposition is rooted in facts and data. The realities we face as a growing community. A letter dated September 15, 2025 was signed by more than 2,200 local officials, including myself 2 years in a row, organized by the Coalition Against Bigger Trucks, underscores why this issue matters. Allowing heavier and longer trucks would ultimately damage the infrastructure. Increasing truck weights will accelerate the wear and tear of our roads and our bridges, including major corridors such as 143rd Street and 159th, leading to higher maintenance costs, premature structure failure, and additional financial strain on the local budgets. Increasing safety risk are also a concern. Heavier trucks have longer stopping distance, a reduced maneuverability, and believe me, I was in the transportation industry, so I know, which raises the risk of severe crashes, particularly on local roads and cars with buses and pedestrians. At its core, this resolution is about protecting our residents, preserving our infrastructure, and being physically or financially responsible with the taxpayer dollars. Local government plays a crucial role in anticipating and responding to federal policies that have real long-term impacts on our communities. By taking this stand, Homer Glen joins a national coalition of municipalities that believe public safety and community well-being must come before special interest and lobbying at the corporate conveniences. In short, this is about keeping our roads safe, our infrastructure strong, and our residents protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Mason. Trustee Lepore, do you have anything to add to that?
It's hard to follow up to something that's well thought out, but I will say this resolution is proactive, and with the ongoing road construction and road expansion projects, whether we want them or not, this is something we should move forward with. Thank you.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No, I agree with my fellow trustees. The only thing I would add is, we're trying to improve our infrastructure, and this is protecting the improvements we're making.
Trustee Reinders?
I believe it's definitely going to be protecting us from these big trucks, and actually moving forward with our road improvements. They tear up the roads, so.
Trustee Muller?
No, I agree with everything that's been said.
Trustee Schaller?
I have nothing to add.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to L3, consider for approval an ordinance granting a variance to permit a mix of stone and cement-based stucco materials on the first floor of the dwelling in lieu of the exterior construction standards 75-67A, applicability and scope, type of building or structure of the Code of the Village of Homer Glen for certain real property located in the R1 Single Family Residential District at 14215 West Spring Creek Road, Homer Glen, Illinois. Is there a motion?
I would make that motion.
Trustee
I'll second.
Holzhauser, Trustee Reinders. Trustee Holzhauser?
Yeah, I went by the properties, I took a look at the elevations and the artist renditions, and it's a beautiful home, and it will not impact the area or the property values around it. If nothing else, it'll bring it up. It's a very nice home.
Trustee Reinders?
Well, as I have said, I probably have said this a million times before, how the trend in marketing and design is changing, and there are new products that are becoming available on the market, and I think that this house is going to be absolutely beautiful with the products they're going to be using. So I have no problem.
Trustee Muller?
I agree. It's a beautiful house, and I have no issues with it.
Trustee Schaller?
I have no issues. I do appreciate the letter to the village board stating exactly their vision.
Trustee Lepore?
I have no issues. Beautiful home, welcome to the neighborhood.
Trustee Mason?
I agree with Trustee Schaller. I think the letter was well-written. You see other elevations with similar materials in the area, and I think if nothing else, as Trustee Holzhauser said, it's going to bring up the value.
Is the petitioner here? Beautiful home. Madam Clerk, please, did you have anything you wanted to add? Nope. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Motion carries. Congrats. All right, moving on to L4. Consider for approval a reimbursement grant award under the Commercial Building Improvement Grant Program in the Phil LLC DBA Phil Mediterranean for eligible improvements at 12326 West 143rd Street in the amount of $7,500. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders, Trustee Mason. Trustee Reinders.
Okay. I have some problems with this. Actually, I have a lot of problems with this. Number one, under our grant program, we do not pay for equipment, restaurant equipment, any other type of business equipment. We don't pay for that. And as I've had many conversations about this today, and I keep hearing, well, we do pay for plumbing. Okay, I understand we pay for plumbing, but when you look at this bid, and this board is very, very meticulous when it comes to bidding and RFPs. And when I look at this KG Plumbing and Sewer, the scope of work here, it doesn't give me a breakdown. It just gives me a price of $12,575. Scope of work would entail scoping and locating of existing sanitary sewer. As a restaurant owner myself, I consider a grease trap part of equipment for a restaurant, and I don't believe that this village should be paying for something like that. And as far as demolition, saw cutting, that's all part of your demo for when you take on a space. That's another thing I don't think the village should be paying for. Now, I'm not against new businesses coming to town or us trying to help out a new business, but I just feel that this really isn't telling me anything that I need to really know here. New plumbing, installing grease trap is already, if it's already present underground. I would like to see a more detailed, itemized list of what the actual scope of work is with the price attached to it. And actually at this time, I'd like to make a motion to table this.
There's a motion on the floor to table. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
There's no debate, just go.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the table.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Muller?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
No.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Schaller?
No.
The table carries. Is there I guess we didn't set a definitive date to when it would be tabled to?
That's fine.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, so this was tabled. Okay.
You guys don't have to take, I have my plumbing starting tomorrow, because I was planning on this meeting to start the plumbing, so it's okay.
We'll give you a call tomorrow. Okay? Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Thank you. All right, number 5, consider for approval a development agreement with a minor PUD change in the Goodings Grove Phase 2 subdivision. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Mason, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders.
You can have first.
Trustee Mason.
I drove by there the other day. Everything that I see, including the updates that we were given with the property itself, this has been in the works for 20-some odd years. I don't see why not. I think the elevations are beautiful. I think that land's been vacant for such a long time. I know there's a park at the end of the street there. I drove all the way through the subdivision. You have some bigger residential areas in there, and I think this fits perfect.
Trustee Reinders.
The property there has had water and sewer for many, many years, and Gallagher and Henry has sat on that property. And I'm just very happy that somebody's going to come along and actually start to develop it. And to be honest, I wish Gallagher and Henry would get more developers and let us develop more of their property that's just been sitting around.
Trustee Muller.
At first, when I saw it, I was skeptical. Then I realized it was Beechin and Dill, and I looked at the artist renderings and the prints, and they build a beautiful product, so I have no problems with it.
Trustee Schaller.
I agree with Trustee Mueller. Beautiful townhomes. Look forward to the process of building soon.
Trustee Holzhauser.
No, I concur with my fellow trustees. Beautiful homes, and it'll be nice. I believe the subdivision has been sitting there vacant for 20 years. We'll get a final coat of asphalt in there and a finished product finally, and we can move on to the next development.
Trustee Lepore.
Thank you. I'm not a fan of high-density housing, but after seeing the artist renditions like Trustee Mueller, I do think the product is quality, and there's something that may be the right place for this location. Thank you.
In the absence of Mr. Gruber, Mr. Baber, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I'd just like to say Beach and Dill has a history here in the village. They did a similar project with Cedar Brook on 151st and Cedar. That was a subdivision that lost their letter of credit that came in. We had a similar development agreement with them there, and it's a beautiful subdivision today. They got 52 dwelling units going in. All the infrastructure's there. It's been paid for, and you know, it's going to be, I think, a very nice product. They've had a history of putting out a very nice product, and they're ready to go this year. They want to get a shovel in the ground before the end of the year. So this is going to move forward very quickly, and based on this type of housing development in our community, I anticipate that they're going to have a pretty good sales moving forward.
Can I make
meet with the residents in the area in Goodings Grove, the single-family home residents in the area. I had a meeting with them, and they are all in favor of this project as well.
Trustee Mason.
Yes, I'd like to make an amendment to make this subject to the village attorney's review, because there were a couple things in there that I saw that I'd like the attorney to go over before we finalize.
Is there a second to his amendment?
I'll second that.
Trustee Lepore. Yep.
Yeah. Just briefly, just so the trustees are aware, there is a updated development agreement that's all here on the dais. There has been an awful lot of effort going with the village right now and staff in trying to finalize this agreement. It's not finalized just yet. And you know, in my conversations with Trustee Mason, he just recommended obviously that this be subject to the review. If the language could read subject to the review and approval of the village attorney, we're close, but we're not there yet.
Is there any more discussion on the amendment? Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amendment to L5.
Trustee Mason?
Aye.
Trustee Lepore?
Aye.
Trustee Reinders?
Aye.
Trustee Schaller?
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Aye.
Trustee Mueller?
Aye.
Motion carries. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on the motion as amended?
Trustee Schaller?
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to L6, consider for approval an ordinance authorizing the execution of the intergovernmental cooperative planning and jurisdictional boundary agreement between the Village of New Lenox and the Village of Homer Glen. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders, is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Trustee Holzhauser. Trustee Reinders?
Mayor, this is, we've always had this agreement with New Lenox. It just said it expired in in October of '24, and this is basically just renewing the same thing. There's been no changes.
Trustee Holzhauser?
No, same. They're good neighbors, and there's no change to the boundary, so let's move forward.
Trustee Lepore?
I have no issues.
Trustee Mason?
Nothing to add.
Trustee Muller?
Nothing to add.
Trustee Schaller?
Nothing to add.
So I do just want to point out there was a minor change, nothing, there was no change to the boundary, it was a cleanup. Once Tierling went over to New Lenox, we had to change the wording a little bit on that, and then we took out a few wording, a few words, as the attorney explained last time. It was if New Lenox shall treat their water, it was very loosey-goosey, so we just took that out because it really didn't mean anything anyways, but that was the only change. Just wanted for clarity on that. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Motion carries. L8, consider for approval a motion approving an ordinance authorizing the placement of a traffic control device yield sign at the intersection of Meath Drive and Aaron Drive in the Aaron Hills subdivision. Is there a motion?
You jumped one. L7.
Sorry. Number 7, consider for approval a motion to approve a 3-year contract with Ace Pyro LLC in the amount of $48,700 annually with a 10-day opt-out clause beginning with the 2026 Homerfest fireworks. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders?
I'll second.
Trustee Lepore? Trustee Reinders?
This was something that we went over in A&F, and basically what happened was the increase is due to the tariffs that have been put on China, and as we all know, most of the fireworks in the world are made in China. So basically, they gave us an option, a 3-year option that would actually decrease the price going forward annually. And the out clause is if in the event that the tariffs do come down, then we would have 10 days after the year that they actually do the fireworks show, to be able to say, we want to renegotiate the contract or opt out of the contract, the 3-year contract. So I have no problem with it.
Trustee Lepore?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll say that the Homer Glen fireworks show is second to none. I think we do a great job with this annually, and I think Ace Pyro does a fabulous job as well. The cost increase, like Trustee Reinders said, is primarily due to tariffs. I don't have an issue with this. I think it's something we need to keep doing, and with next year being an anniversary of not only Homer Glen, but of the United States, we gotta have a good show for them. Thank you.
Trustee Mason?
Yes, as both trustees just stated, I think they did a fantastic job last year. I had actually been out there and watched it, and I was with about 20-something odd people, and somebody had questioned me, what did we pay, $60,000, $70,000? And we had actually paid $36,000 at that time. These new rates is because the contract expired. I like the 10-day out clause. Over a 3-year period, it saves us an average of $22,000.
Trustee Muller?
No, they put on a fantastic show, and I have no issues with it.
Trustee Schaller?
Nothing to add.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Nothing to add.
Attorney, I knew that was coming.
I do want to make it, though, with the review of legal, of course.
Is there a
So that would
second
be an
to?
amendment to it.
Is there a second to Trustee Mason's amendment?
Second.
Trustee Reinders? Madam Clerk, is there any more discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll on the amendment?
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Motion carries. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll as amended?
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we're moving to number 8. Consider for approval a motion approving an ordinance authorizing the placement of a traffic control device yield sign at the intersection of Meath Drive and Aaron Drive in the Aaron Hills subdivision. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Mason?
I'll second.
Trustee Schaller.
We have shy trustees tonight.
Trustee Mason.
Yeah, we took this in front of, I chaired a committee for public services and public safety. We've had an issue for, 2 years on this stretch of road. We are legally bound not to be putting up stop signs each and everywhere or speed bumps. So we beat it around and we try to think outside the box, and without putting ourselves in any kind of litigation or anything, a yield sign can go up and it doesn't affect the village whatsoever, and hopefully it slows the traffic.
Trustee Schaller.
I agree with Trustee Mason. I saw this area. There is a kind of a blind corner as it turns there where this intersection's at, so hopefully that will calm the traffic down there. If not, then we'll have to look at some other options.
Trustee Holzhauser.
No comment.
Trustee Lepore.
No issue.
Trustee Reinders.
No issues.
Trustee Muller.
No issues.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Motion carries. L9, consider
Move to
for,
executive session.
oh, yep, you're right. L10, consider for approval an ordinance amending 114-11 of the Village of Homer Glen Code of Ordinances regarding license fees charged for business licenses. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders, Trustee Mason, Trustee Reinders.
This is another thing that we discussed in A&F that I actually wanted to come before the village board. We haven't raised our license fees in many years for the village, our business license fees. So we actually voted, there was a recommendation for $100 for them to be increased to $100, and we actually kind of settled on $75 and then $75 for a late fee. So I'm all for this.
Trustee Mason.
As Trustee Reiner stated, it's been a long time. It's actually been since 2004 since it's been raised. We were trying to do it by square footage or find some other good balance, maybe number of employees. We looked at the other villages and towns near and around us, and they're all over the place. And I think this was a good compromise to get moving forward, but I'm sure we'll attack this again in 2026.
Trustee Muller.
No, I have no issues. It's a
Trustee Schaller.
No issues.
Trustee Holzhauser.
No issues.
Trustee Lepore.
Very happy to see this item come back before us. I do have a question, though, maybe the village manager or perhaps Director Patch can answer. Are we adding a line item to the application, business application, for estimated square footage for 2026?
25.
Well, 2026 for the application?
2026.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
26.
Aaron, do that? Okay, very good. Yeah, no, we collect the data. Maybe we can reevaluate next year based on a square footage scenario, but happy to see us come this far. All for it. Thank you.
Yeah, most of the villages actually determine their business fees by square footage.
Right. And you know, sometimes, not to dwell on it, but sometimes for the public, it's, you may have a square footage issue and then you have storage because you're a cabinet company. And your square footage, because of your storage or your material space, is much larger. So that's why I mentioned it may have to be a combination of employee / square footage, and it's hard to come up with those calculations unless we do what Trustee Lepore just stated, which is try to get some of that data in advance and then relook at this, but it's a way to move forward at this time.
Just for clarity, I know that the motion says for business licenses, but in the supplement sheet, it does say for commercial businesses. So this is for brick and mortar only. I'm assuming that you guys discussed the home businesses staying the same? Okay, just for clarity, because it's not in the motion, just wanted to make sure. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
In old business, I'll bring it back. Okay. Number 11, consider for approval resolution number 25-11 approving the following executive session minutes: September 25th, 2024, October 9th, 2024, October 23rd, 2024, November 13th, 2024, December 11th, 2024, and January 8th, 2025. The executive session minutes will still require confidential treatment and are not to be released. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Reinders, is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mueller. Trustee Reinders?
I have nothing, Mayor.
Trustee Mueller?
Nothing either.
Trustee Schaller?
Nothing.
Trustee Holzhauser?
Nothing to add.
Trustee Lepore?
I have no issues.
Trustee Mason?
The only thing I have is that I think we need to make a motion to make sure that the amendment for the header in section 2 on the release of minutes for confidentiality.
Yep. Please, can you clarify?
Yeah, thank you, Trustee Mason. The way that the heading of Section 2 reads is release of minutes, and it goes on to stating that the minutes shall be remain sealed, designated as confidential. I would just prefer that to be read, Section 2, the header to read confidentiality rather than release of minutes. That clearly defines what the next information that's disclosed there relates to.
Is there a second to Trustee Mason's amendment?
I'll second.
Trustee Reinders. Any more discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the amendment. You guys are really making me work today.
Sorry, guys.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mueller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Motion carries. Madam Clerk, please call the roll as the motion as amended.
Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Mueller.
Aye.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 12, consider for approval the Village of Homer Glen's suggested trick-or-treat hours for Halloween 2025. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Trustee Mason. Trustee Lepore.
Kids have fun. No issues. Thanks.
Trustee Mason.
Let the kids play.
Trustee Reinders.
No, I have nothing, Mayor. I wish
Trustee,
I had trick-or-treaters at my house.
Trustee Mueller.
Nope, all for it.
Trustee Schaller.
No issues.
Trustee Holzhauser.
It's for the kids.
Just for clarity, the trick-or-treat hours are from 2 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on October 31st, 2025.
And we win with time.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Mason. Aye. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Mueller.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to old business. Do we have any old business to discuss? I have a few things if nobody else has anything. All right. First, I have, as you guys can see tonight, we made quite a few amendments. My suggestion is to probably have the attorney review any contracts that we have so we don't have to make amendments every time. Yeah.
There's a, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't miss your favor.
Yeah,
Joe?
yeah, I think I like the idea of what you're suggesting, but I think things could change at the board, at the dais, when these agreements are being done. And I think it's better to have the attorneys review after the approval of a certain topic, because otherwise we're wasting potentially some time in him reviewing something that may change down the road at the dais and the decision of the board anyway. So I think after the fact, if the concept of whatever is being voted on is an agreement at the board level, then we could have the attorney review that ordinance or document in case there's any changes. That's
So
my
then we
opinion.
should add in the motion
We
automatically.
can add that in the motion automatically. I agree with you on that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the second thing I have is, a few meetings ago, we talked about signage for residents that possibly have, residents that live in their home with ADA accessibility. Where are we on that?
I am working on that as we speak.
Can we please have it on the next agenda?
We can do that.
Okay. I think I had one more thing for old business was, we just talked about the ordinance for the business licenses. I brought up that it said business licenses only, or business licenses, but it wasn't specific to commercial brick and mortar businesses. And I want to ask the attorney, does it need to be clear in the ordinance? Because it says business licenses, which in general means all. I think it needs to be more specific.
Yes.
You agree with me? It needs to be specific. So how do we go back and fix that?
Well, two ways. One, we can do an amendment to the ordinance that had passed on the next board meeting, or you can do a motion, the board can do a motion to reconsider what has previously just been passed. If that motion to reconsider passes, then you reconsider, it vacates the ordinance that you just passed.
Okay, so I'd rather do it tonight. So is there a
I'll
motion?
make a motion to reconsider what was already passed and clarify it for the record.
For agenda item L10.
Correct.
Second that motion.
Trustee Lepore. Okay. Do I, yes.
The ordinance that was passed this evening, it is specifically to commercial licenses only.
It says it in the supplement sheet, as I stated, but it doesn't say it in the motion itself.
The motion, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So just for clarity, okay, so now that there was a motion and a second to reconsider, is there any discussion on that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the reconsideration of L10.
I did. Aye.
It was Trustee Mason and Trustee Lepore.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Aye. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Abstain.
You can't abstain on your own motion. Okay, so now Trustee Mason or anybody else on the board, do you have a motion to read as brick and mortar or commercial businesses only? Does anybody have, I'm not saying, I'm just giving a suggestion.
I'll make a motion to read as commercial business only.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Lepore.
Aye.
Trustee Reinders.
Aye.
Trustee Muller. Trustee Holzhauser.
Aye.
Trustee Schaller.
Aye.
Trustee Mason.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Any more old business? Trustee Reinders, did you have something, you mentioned something earlier, is that new business? Okay, new business. Trustee Reinders.
Under new business, okay. Discussion regarding seating arrangements and measures for committees and the village board and reasonable rules for public recording. Recently, there was an instance where I overstepped my bounds and thought I was doing the right thing to protect one of the speakers at one of our meetings. Since then, this board has never violated any OMA rules. We take pride in following what is procedure. But with that said, what I would like to do is I would really like to talk about how we can rearrange our meetings, our committee meetings. One of the things I find very disturbing is when somebody is actually sitting behind me pointing a recorder at me. What I would like to do is I would like to rearrange the way we seat, or if possible, if this dais is free, I would like to be able to use this dais where we are not right, where the audience is not right on top of us.
Perfect.
That is one of the changes. And then we really want to keep a separation between the people that actually do come in and the board members or the committee members. So with that said, we're going to be making some changes to the committees and the actual structure of how the rooms are set up. So I just wanted to let everybody know that moving forward, and that's going to be village-wide. And it's not only for, it's for our protection as well as the attendees that do attend our committee meetings.
I think that's great. Which committees are recorded, Joe, for the record? I don't believe any of them except for planning.
They're not they're recorded for the staff to provide the minutes for the meeting, typically. They're not recorded like these meetings are recorded. They're recorded for the staff liaison to be able to provide the minutes for the meeting.
So the liaisons do record, they do have a recorder present, so that the meetings are recorded. But I think we just need to have some type of.
And that's only some committees too.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, not all committees have
Some
that.
separation.
We need not only to have some separation, but be able to have like a protocol when somebody comes in, if they're going to be recording us, we need to know that ahead of time. And I'd like to have it where, like I said earlier, not sitting right behind me with a recorder in my back. So.
Unfortunately, though, I think if it's a public meeting, I think anyone can record at any time. So you
yeah, they
can't
can,
be,
yeah.
can you? Or what? Go ahead.
Oh, no,
No, I was just
I'm
gonna
listening to the discussion. but-
In my opinion, and I could be wrong, I believe that anybody can record you at any time in a public building. I do understand people recording behind you. I get recorded daily, even just going to a restaurant. I know specifically what you're talking about, and I do feel that it's a safety issue and a safety matter. So I do agree with you on the dais situation, but if a resident wanted to come in and record, they don't have to notify you.
Okay.
In my opinion,
I think we would just
attorney,
like
is that
to-
correct? I mean.
So OMA does specifically state that the members of the public who attend an open meeting may record that open meeting. There are some exceptions. OMA does also say that the government entity can place reasonable rules upon the public and recording them. So that becomes the question, what are reasonable rules? And Trustee Reinders is talking about some of those reasonable rules. For instance, because we still have to preserve decorum, and we have to protect the safety of the committee members, the speakers, and also the elected officials that are here. So reasonable rules could potentially be, if a member of the public would like to record the session, there's a designated area set up for that person and for persons, whether it be media or whether it be the public, to engage in that recording enterprise. That way, if somebody's holding something in their hand that's a metallic object that looks metallic and people are over here, people that are up here could visibly see, that person standing where they're supposed to be standing, that is a recording device lawfully recording me, rather than someone right behind you with a device over your head where you don't know from a position of safety, you don't know what's going on in regards to that in a split moment now.
Yes.
Yes. So those are sorts of reasonable rules that this board can consider, and I think, Madam Mayor Pro Tem, you're talking about those today, just to get the
That's
conversation
exactly
going.
what I'm talking about, yeah.
It's a true shame that we have to actually go through this, and I do
Yes.
apologize for
Yes.
all of the heat and any heat that this board receives because of that you're elected positions or that you're on the same board as me. So I apologize that you guys have to go through this, but I actually fully agree with that.
I think Trustee Reiner's hitting it on the head. If I'm, and not to say, I don't get very nervous, but if I'm a female and I turn around and something's in my face, I may not know what that is, and it could, could hinder, could hit me, whatever. Go ahead.
So and that's the reason, that's the purpose behind the conversation here today, for the board as a whole to have open discussions on what those reasonable rules would look like. I mean, typically, the chair, the person who holds the chair, has technically the right, under committee rules, just from Robert's rules, to establish those reasonable rules upon themselves. Certainly, it would behoove them to give advance notice to the public of what those rules are. I think what Trustee Reinders is doing today and the board's doing today is to try to set this village-wide, so that whether you're in a committee of the Parks and Recreation, whether you're here in the village board, there's going to be one standard set of rules that would apply to the public in the event they'd like to record a meeting. Correct?
Absolutely.
So what rules would you guys like to implement? Is that what we're discussing tonight?
You're discussing that
Okay.
today, ma'am.
What,
Yeah. Well, I actually would like to, like our attorney stated, was to have like a space where they would be recording other than right behind you or right in front of your face, or I really would like to have some kind of a guideline. And also, I would really prefer if we could have our committee meetings on the dais here, which actually gives us some separation. And actually, I would feel a little bit safer. I can't talk today. Too much caffeine today.
no, I agree with you. You have some people that don't respect your space and they're getting too,
Yes.
too abrupt.
Yes, yeah,
in these meetings.
and it's becoming clear that a lot of these people are just coming to these meetings just to harass you, just to intimidate you. So I would really like to keep space in between.
Sure. So do you have a space, I'm not trying to be funny, but do you want to have a taped out area? Do you want to have a section? Is that, I think that's what Mike's alluding to, is where in the room?
I actually think that if we start holding all of our committee meetings on the dais, and we actually have the audience where the audience is,
Yeah.
and we designate an area maybe to the right or to the left, and say, if you're going to record, this is where you should be seated.
Sure. The only issue I think with that is I know some committee meetings meet at the same time. Like my Ability Awareness Committee meets at the same time as another meeting here. Yes, ma'am? With the Environment Committee, that's right. Right.
Yeah.
Could I
Sure.
suggest we look at our schedule and maybe moving forward into 2026, that we arrange meetings not at the same time. We could hold them at the dais here, and then we can publish specific guidelines for the public when they're going to attend these meetings. And I could also contact the Will County Sheriff's Office to potentially have a deputy here in certain instances to enforce the meeting guidelines.
That would be perfect.
Sure. It's a shame that we have to go through this, but
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
sure.
A quick question about that. If we do designate an area, what's to stop them from just sitting in the normal spot and recording? Like, where does our enforcement come into play on that?
I mean, certainly if, I mean, I hope it doesn't get to that point. But certainly the chair has within their discretion and authority the ability to preserve the decorum of any tribunal, any meeting, whether it's an open meeting, closed meeting, what have you. The chair is obligated to ensure decorum. And if somebody is clearly violating those published rules in advance, that's violating the rules. And, I don't want to get to what the enforcement mechanism would be, but certainly they would have to, I mean, the acknowledgement by the chair that that has to cease would then take on a different light, because it's the chair trying to enforce reasonable rules that were put forth on the public for recording.
And we know it will happen. You know you're going to have a defiant person that is going to, just to make your lives miserable, that's what they will do.
Yeah.
We all know this. So hopefully those people will grow up a little bit and have a little more respect. But, so Joe, you'll put something together for us and get
I
the
will.
meetings? Okay,
Yeah, we'll
perfect.
reevaluate our schedule for the committee meetings. We got so many meetings, it's hard to not overlap.
We have a lot of
We'll do the
committees.
best we can.
Yeah.
Actually, we've been discussing the schedule for 2026 recently, because those meetings are going to have to be set soon. So we've already had internal discussions with staff regarding those dates for next year.
Okay.
Okay.
You good with the discussion?
I'm good,
Perfect.
thank you.
Anybody else have anything to add to that? No. All right, going to move on to discussion regarding a short-term public relations agreement with the Clarify Digital, which is within the village managers and the president's authority.
Okay, Mayor, I also wanted to talk a little bit about this as well. We have so many things going on in the village right now. We're accomplishing so much. And previously, the village board approved moving forward with a public relations firm. At this time, with all the issues and the projects that we have going on, working with Illinois American Water and the Attorney General, with all of the discussions and the back and forth with 143rd Street, and just all the other, our water treatment plant, all our boundary agreements, all the things that we have going on, we would really like to keep the residents informed. So we feel that it's imperative at this time to basically hire temporarily a firm that can get the message out there to the residents. One of the firms that came to mind for me was somebody that I used when I ran my campaign and when some of the other trustees ran their campaign, and they did a very good job for us. As you can see, we're all sitting here on the dais, so I would say they did their job good. They did a great job. So the company, the Clarify Digital, we want to give them a 30-day contract, and after the 30 days, we will definitely go out for RFP. We want to see how that works, but right now, we feel that it's imperative to get the word out there, and we feel that they're the best choice for us at this time.
Does anybody else have anything to add to that?
I think a 30-day agreement is perfect for something like this. Before moving forward, we might actually be able to see what some of the capabilities are for actually putting out the RFP.
Yeah, we really need to start getting these things out to the residents, because there's a lot going on in the village, and a lot of people don't know anything about that, and we've hemmed and hawed, and we've really tried to do a lot of stuff in-house, But our staff is so busy, everybody's got a project that they're working on. So it's very difficult for the staff to be able to follow through with this. And so we feel that this is going to be, a 30-day trial. We'll see how it works, and then we'll go out for RFP. But I mean, this company did a great job for all of us that ran for office, and I don't see why we can't use them.
Mr. Baber?
Yeah, just to add to that, recently we lost some staff that was doing our communications and kind of PR here. So I think in the interim, this may not be a bad option to explore and see how they do, and then go out for an RFP and move on.
I will say this is something the residents have asked for repeatedly. I know social media is a big thing, and the residents keep saying, we need to know more, we need to know more, and we're all so busy that there's people out there that live on social media. Unfortunately, we are doing the jobs that we don't have time to sit there and describe our entire day and everything that's going on and what's happening in the village and all the things we're accomplishing or anything that's going on. So it's not necessarily just the issues and the projects, it's just so the residents know. It would be nice to have a recap of what's going on today, because not everyone watches these meetings or attends. I mean, there's 24,000 residents and there's maybe 15 in this room now. So to get out what we're actually doing or not doing or questions that are asked, I think this is a good thing.
L2 was a perfect example of that today. So behind the scenes and you putting me on task and saying, hey, take care of this, or hey, Madam Mayor, this is what I'm working on. You may know, Trustee Reinders may know, Trustee Muller may know, but the public does not. Me personally, I'm not on social media, but I know a lot of people live off of it, and that's where they're getting their information from. And so we need to, with Illinois American Water, with BP doing clear cutting, or whatever the case may be. These are the types of messages that our residents need to know as fast as possible. So yes, we need this.
And Trustee Reinders, I like the fact that you got out in front of it to say that you use this. I don't know if you use this company or if this person, but I'm looking at it. I didn't use this company, but I used the person that's affiliated with this company. And yes, they do a good job. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I mean, we want someone who does a good job. We don't want to use people that don't surpass their goal. So I do appreciate that you got out ahead of that, because you know where that's coming from.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
All right. So is there a consensus to move forward with a 30-day? I'm just going to do a consensus. It's not a vote. But Trustee Holzhauser, do you consent?
I consent.
Trustee Lepore, Trustee Mason?
Yes, ma'am.
Trustee Reinders, Trustee Muller, and Trustee Schaller?
Yes.
Okay. Any more new business? All right. There's no workshop. Is there a motion to go into executive session for discussion regarding personnel, discussion regarding pending litigation, and executive session minutes, and
Public utilities.
public utilities?
L9.
And L9, consider for approval the initial build-out plan for clear wave fiber within the village of Homer Glen. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Lepore, is there a second? Trustee Schaller. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you.
7:27. Okay. That's going to be for you from now on.